Disagreeing or ignoring another opinion or another way of life doesn't make it go away. We've had to share things in Northern Ireland for a while now.
He was once the golden boy of Irish comedy, charming, fearless, and full of heart. The kind of man who could make a crowd laugh through pain, who turned tragedy into timing and politics into punchlines.
I think that I thought I was dealing with it. And I genuinely thought.
The spark that once defined Patrick Kielty seems dimmer. The smile feels heavier. The laughter, more forced. What happened to the man who once crossed an ocean for love? What happened to the performer who could command both a stage and a heart with equal grace?
So it wasn't your intention originally to go, it's because Cat was working?
Well, we're back and forward quite a lot, you know, so we're quite lucky that I'm able to do some work over here and she's able to do her work over there, and, you know, we spend quite a lot of time in the air.
Because this story is not just about love lost, but about identity, silence, and the cost of chasing two worlds at once. And before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you love real stories behind public figures who hide pain behind the spotlight. A transatlantic love story, the flight that changed everything. It started with a text message and ended with a transatlantic fairy tale. In 2012, Patrick Kielty didn't just prove his love, he performed it.
So I got up at 5, jumped on a 6 o'clock flight from Ireland, got into Heathrow at 7, jumped on a 20 to 10 flight, got into 1:15, walked into the Beverly Hills hotel, I said hi, she fell off the chair, and we've been together ever since.
Cat Deeley, then thriving in Los Angeles, mentioned casually that she'd be celebrating her birthday at the Beverly Hills Hotel. Patrick was thousands of miles away in Belfast. Most men would have sent flowers. But Patrick? He booked a 5 a.m. flight, crossed 2 continents, and walked straight into that lunch like a scene from a romantic film. That single, spontaneous act transformed friendship into love. By September that same year, the two were standing together in Rome, hand in hand, promising forever.
British TV stars Cat Deeley and Patrick Kielty have tied the knot in a secret ceremony, giving their families just days' notice.
For fans, it was perfect. She was the radiant UK darling turned American TV icon, and he was the sharp, soulful comedian with Northern Irish roots. Together, they were magnetic, humor, heart, and Hollywood all wrapped into one. For over a decade, they built a sun-soaked life in California. Cat conquered American screens with So You Think You Can Dance, while Patrick juggled stand-up, documentaries, and broadcasting with quiet dignity. They had 2 beautiful sons, Milo and James Patrick, and for years, everything looked like the dream had come true. But sometimes, the very distance that first brought 2 people together becomes the same distance that drives them apart. What began as a grand romantic gesture, a man flying across the ocean, slowly turned into 2 people living oceans apart emotionally.
Cat Deeley and Patrick Kielty have revealed they are splitting after 13 years together. The couple, who wed in 2012, announced they had called it quits today. They said in a joint statement, "We have taken the decision to end our marriage and are now separated. There is no other party involved. We will continue to be united as loving parents to our children and would therefore kindly ask for our family privacy."
There were no public fights, no scandal, just an invisible drift. Their separation statement was calm and deliberate. "We have taken the decision to end our marriage and are now separated. There is no other party involved. We will continue to be united as loving parents to our children." No anger, no drama, just quiet heartbreak. The kind that hurts more because it leaves no visible wounds. When comedy turns controversy. Patrick Kielty's comedy was never just about laughter, it was about truth. Born amid the tension of Northern Ireland's troubles, he learned early that humor could be both a weapon and a wound.
Thank you so much, folks. What a lovely welcome. I was standing out the back there like Joe Duffy about to be introduced to the Wolf Tone gig, so...
He built a career on brave honesty, turning personal pain into public catharsis. But in late 2024, that fearless edge led to one of the biggest storms of his career. During an episode of The Late Late Show, Patrick made a joke that some deemed offensive. Sinn Féin filed a formal complaint, calling his remarks shocking and inappropriate, especially given the political climate. Others accused him of normalizing dangerous rhetoric. Some even claimed it bordered on electoral interference, just weeks before an election.
Now, for a long time we didn't, and it got us nowhere. Sometimes compromise is slow, frustrating, torturous. Sometimes it doesn't happen at all, but we are still sharing the same space. And the vast majority of people in the North no longer look at things through a binary prism.
RT stood by Patrick, defending satire as a vital part of free speech. But the damage was done. For Patrick, it wasn't just professional, it was personal. The backlash hit hard, not only denting public trust but also magnifying the private pressures he was already facing. His humor, once his shield, had become a target. And in a life already split between countries, families, and expectations, this controversy pushed him further into emotional isolation. No explosions. Just silence. In an industry full of messy celebrity splits, Patrick and Cat's was unusually quiet. No cheating rumors, no bitterness. But silence can be more telling than scandal. The real story may not be about what happened, but what stopped happening. Time together. Laughter. Connection.
As Cat flourished under the London spotlight, Patrick remained grounded in his Irish roots, carrying the weight of both family and reflection. They loved their children deeply, always protecting them from the glare of fame. But sometimes, love for family isn't enough to save a marriage built on fading time. They became, in many ways, two kind-hearted professionals co-parenting beautifully, but no longer living passionately. The presence was replaced with politeness, intimacy with routine. Sometimes the end isn't loud. It's quiet. It's kind. It's final. The final realization. Patrick Kielty isn't the kind of man who lives for headlines. He's always been deeper than that. But even grounded souls can lose direction when the life they built no longer feels like home. He once admitted, "For a long time, I thought I was in a 50-50 partnership." Then you realize you're a junior shareholder in a 50-50 partnership. It wasn't resentment. It was a realization. A truth that hits many quietly, that love, even with all its beauty, sometimes becomes unequal, unbalanced, or unsustainable. Cat was thriving again, adored on British television. Patrick was juggling satire, responsibility, and solitude. Two incredible individuals who, somewhere along the way, stopped being one. The man who once flew across the ocean for love now faces a different journey, one of rediscovery. Away from headlines, away from noise. Maybe, for once, the comedian who made others laugh is finally learning how to heal himself. Love stories don't always end in explosions. Sometimes, they dissolve quietly, leaving behind respect, memories, and a question mark that never fully closes. Patrick Kielty's story isn't just one of love lost. It's about the slow unraveling of connection, fame, and purpose. If you made it this far, hit that subscribe button again. It means the world. And don't miss our next deep dive, where we uncover the real, unspoken truths behind public smiles and private silence.
Check out our playlist to catch up all details on Patrick and Cat.